GM, what's going on, degens? How's everyone feeling today? My co-host FMC just dropped out for a second. Don't know what happened to him, but oh, there he is. You made it back 5 seconds too late.
Ha! There you go. Well, I just gave the old computer a reset there. I think having it on all weekend had it. What are those loops it gets into? Like too much cache? Mm-hmm. Isn't that what it's?
Yeah, it's all about the cache. And honestly, just too much good things. It's probably been processing those Opensea activity pages for a whole lot. But yes, GM to everyone. Good to see a lot of you, a lot of the familiar faces in here. Chipper, Millennial Meta. Chipper said it again. Adelaide, Cutter, Hologram is stressed out because we have countdown music, but we are amped. I think, Free Market, you missed it, didn't you? You weren't listening to it all.
Oh, I listened to the beginning part. I reset with 2 minutes left. That intro is fire.
Yes. Oh, man. Shout out to, oh my God, that's terrible. I forget his name.
Because I'm awesome. Yeah, forget them.
Shout out to Free Market.
FMC will be drinking Breakfast World coffee soon. I am really looking forward to that drop. The physicals that I get to forge along with my Coffee World NFT would be an actual bag of coffee for OG holders of those breakfast sandwiches.
Get that bag should be their tagline.
Get that bag. I am dying to get the creator here on this glorious AM show. Working on that. Bringing it to you. It's going to happen.
Guys, this is what a fucking weekend. Holy God. Like, what happened? Can't step away from the computer for 2 minutes without something wild going down.
I think the NFTs, they're up. The people, they buy the NFTs. First they buy the Ethereum, and then they quickly stake it into these internet pictures.
Yeah, we our hot news of the day is people like the JPEGs. That's it. That's the whole show. Might as well just shut it down right now. What else
blame them? Can you blame them?
You know what? We had a great conversation before the show about how NFTs are it, right? Like it's the decoupling, and how we often talk about NFTs being like, 2017 crypto or 2014 crypto or something like that. But I don't know. It's starting to get into a league of its own. And I'm not just saying that because it's some euphoria hype cycle or whatever, but it really does seem to be doing its own thing, if you want to say it like that.
Say it with me now. NFTs are crypto. Period. We won. DeFi lost. Bitcoin lost. We won.
Oh. I don't know if Bitcoin lost. But I still love my Bitcoin. I know. Shame on me.
I love other people's Bitcoin. I can't love mine. I don't have any.
We're going to become a Bitcoin NFT show soon. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you see that company gave up? They're doing their next launch on the good old Ethereum L1 there?
No, which one was that? The
animated monkeys.
They looked good.
Animated monkeys. They look great.
Yeah, they actually look
fire.
Good. That was on Stacks.
They just minted on the wrong chain. Yeah.
Oh. I know it was a cook for people that took part in it. So good.
I know they're just still waiting for that money to bridge back over to a usable currency.
All right. Cool, man. So how was your weekend? Good. I guess we can do that part of the show. Yeah. Do the drum roll. Let's get into the show. Let's do the drum. Do the drum. GM Degens, and welcome back to the AM show. It is January 31st, last day of January, and what a month it has been. We are so excited to be back on the stage with you guys after what felt like a long weekend, but definitely wasn't. I am your host, R2Degen, and join with me, as always, is FMC.
Hey now.
What a weekend it was. There's so many things to talk about. I don't even know where to start, but let's start with your weekend. How was it?
Filled with NFTs. This was one of the biggest weekends. I did actually sleep this week. There were two things I did this weekend. I did not hop on one Spaces. Okay, I'm lying. I hopped on 2 Spaces, but I did not go up as a speaker. I didn't hang for like 3 hours. I briefly hopped in to support my homie Lobesy on the MFers space, and I may have hopped into a 2 a.m. lemon space for 30 minutes. Okay, I did do some spaces.
It was like, I'm starting to add up the hours. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm like,
I tried to not do spaces.
Okay.
This life consumes you. We all know that, and we love it to an extent, but I don't like I don't like to call it mental health, even though that is what it is. It becomes, your brain becomes mush. The hours melt away. You don't know what time it is. You need to get out there and breathe some fresh air. I attempted to do that this weekend, but it was just too filled with NFTs, and everything is mooning. I mean, we were talking about that phase in December where blue chips like apes just started moving relentlessly, 30% clips a day for a week. All these, blue chip and elite projects about to become blue chips. Blue chips just moonly. Damn, I'm dumb today. Fiercely mooning. So right after that, we had 3 weeks of the smalls and mid caps just going absolutely bananas. New mints going absolutely bananas, and we are now going into a phase of new mints where people are really excited for what's coming up, whether we're talking about Starcatchers or Invisible Friends, or now today we have Cool Pets and RaidParty, right into this atmosphere where celebrities are buying. We've got the NFL practically NFT halftime show coming up. I mean, man, crazy weekend. How about you, R2? What did you do this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it was my birthday on Saturday.
Happy birthday, R2.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I got to spend the majority of it watching the RaidParty auction go down and then discussing it thereafter. It was really goddamn cold in Canada. Until today, things were still kind of shut down. Restaurants just are reopening today, so there wasn't a ton to do. We had a bunch of things planned. We were going to go to like an outdoor patio and go skating, but it was like obnoxiously cold, and so we just kind of put a kibosh on that. And I stared at the computer screen for the first half of it, but then had some friends over, had a couple of beverages, and spent most of yesterday trying to recover from it. But it was a lot of fun, and I mean, this weekend felt like a pretty good birthday gift in terms of all of the stuff that was happening.
Well, you don't look a day over 50. I see you're nice and clean shaven there. Beautiful happy birthday to you, my friend. Many, many more.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, getting a little bit up there, but I feel like there's still some youth left in me, although the NFTs are turning me gray prematurely, I think. But thank you. And thank you to everyone for the warm wishes. I appreciate that.
We love the art too.
Yes. Thank you. I love you all. And it's a great family. AlphaMint is always great. Love spending the time with you guys just as much as almost anybody else, really. So, but like I said, watched RaidParty go down. That was definitely the talk of the town for the past 48 hours. Lots to unpack there. It was definitely an interesting launch dynamic, one that we really haven't seen before, and we're going to kind of break down what that means and going forward where it can go from there. The mint should be going down today. I think we're waiting for some kind of official announcement from the devs of RaidParty, but I believe that they're good to go. Cool Pets is going down today. That's going to be a lot to talk about. I think the Cool Cats minting process starts in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to try and find the Opensea link for the Cool Pets and see what kind of early action we got going on. And yeah, I mean, on that note, why don't we just talk some crypto and we'll try and fast track it to Cool Cats and see if we can get some action live on the show.
Let's
go. All right. Pull up CoinGecko here. I got to find the thing on my browser. There it is. Bitcoin hanging around 37,000 as it did for most of the weekend. It was trading in quite a tight range for the most part. It had a little bit of a drop at some point yesterday, but recovering nicely. ETH holding strong over 2,500. It did hit 2,600 very, very, very briefly there, and then kind of came back down, but feels like we're in a pretty good channel right now. Could break either way, in my opinion. We said on the show last week. Not out of the woods yet, and as free market predicted, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market this year, and maybe we won't see any all-time highs. But trading sideways, good for NFTs. What's your take on it? It feels pretty strong. Just the nice easy climb back to 26,000 or 2,600 there for a minute.
Well, I was looking to see if we got a bear trap this weekend, or maybe even some violent downside. I think a few technical analysts, the way the chart was built, there was kind of a 50-50 shot that we could really take a big dip off of it. And when we didn't this weekend, I thought that was pretty heartening. We did try. It did start to get slightly slippery for a second there. And we recovered quickly. I think I'm still positioned like the bottom is in. It feels like we're basing, and I think the next move is going to be 2,000-3,000 at this point. But the chart will not be confirmed bullish until we can get over that 3,200 mark, put in some support, and make a move above it. So we're waiting for that to happen right now. I'm not even sure we want that to happen. We have an average of 86 Gwei. We have $2,500 ETH, and we have floors across the board absolutely ripping. I think if you are in the NFT world, this is the Goldilocks economy for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whatever is going on right now, let's just keep that riding because it's been
$1 range. That's all we want.
We'll just
$1 range for the next 3 months.
Manifest it into existence. This is all I want. Like, I mean, if it's going to go back up to 4,000, I want it to be like a steady, 0.5% increase over the next 6 months. That would be amazing. Obviously that's not going to happen, but the charts are starting to look a little healthier, and again, not out of the woods yet, but we're on the right track for sure. Going into some news from Decrypt. This one just popped up just before the show. I didn't even get a chance to read it, but pretty bullish news. Coinbase adds Shopify CEO to board of directors. This doesn't mean much just yet, other than that they have a relationship going. Shopify, one of the biggest online retailers for small people, like small businesses and stuff to go online. It saw a great success in during the pandemic as people kind of had to pivot their business model. And now I shouldn't say now, it looks like in the near future, there might be some kind of crypto on-ramp on there, or maybe just, being able to seamlessly spend your Bitcoin or your ETH or your Doge or whatever the fuck you're trading for product on Shopify. So this was pretty cool to see. And you love seeing these kind of these partnerships grow in Web 2 and Web 3.
This guy is a Dick Costello doppelganger. You guys remember Dick Costello, former CEO of Twitter? Look at this guy. I would have thought that. I was like, what is the former CEO of Twitter doing here? How about that? Yeah, that's great. I think 90%. Well, I mean, that's an exaggeration. A large percentage of web commerce is on Shopify, and this would be so huge as you'd be able to actually buy things with crypto. So. Good
yeah,
stuff.
I mean that's the where it's going. Is this the guy you're talking about? Yeah, I guess so.
And the hat? No, you got to get the one where he's wearing the same hat. Who wears that type of hat indoors?
I'll tell you. I mean, okay, so working in a pub and a bar for a long time, if somebody walked in wearing that hat, 98% chance that they were ordering a Guinness. Like to the point where I would just not even ask them what they were getting, and get you a Guinness, and they'd be like, "How did you know?" And I'd be like, "Lucky guess."
This guy should be shouting, "Extra, extra, read all about it," on a corner in 1932. That's what that hat signifies to me.
Yeah, no, it's good news though. You're going to see a lot more of these partnerships, and people hopping around on boards together.
Jersey hat partnerships? Oh, crypto partners. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever. Agreed. Some surprising news, I guess. Opensea starts to refund some of the people who lost out on the inactive listing exploit. Opensea refunds $1.8 million in Ethereum to users who lost NFTs from inactive listing exploit. Fixing this issue is NFT marketplace's #1 priority, says co-founder Alex Atala. Yeah, I would fucking hope so. But at the same time, I guess I'm happy to do this. I'm happy that they're doing this. OpenSea has now reimbursed 750 ETH, about $1.8 million, to users who accidentally sold valuable NFTs at well below the going market rate through an exploit involving inactive listings. This article does go on to highlight Dingaling, showing how bad the email was that they sent out, and later kind of said, disregard our previous email. We kind of fucked up. I got to believe that 750 ETH so far is a good start. It is nowhere near the total amount, but I would imagine that they have some kind of vetting process to make sure that people aren't, kind of wash trading or making it look like they got exploited to try and hit Opensea up for that extra money. So it's nice that at least some people who were innocent victims of this are starting to get reimbursed.
Yeah, definitely. And we haven't seen OpenSea reimburse people who have gotten hacked. But this was obviously a lot more in their court. This is a UI issue. And they are slightly culpable. So I'm actually, I'm encouraged to see this. I still think everyone here should use looksrare.org.
Looksrare.org is actually, I had an article pulled up that I didn't end up sharing. But it ended up saying that LooksRare has crossed $8 billion in wash trading volume, in the majority of them being in Meebits. But kind of as we highlighted before, they knew that this was going to happen. This was part of, quote unquote, their marketing plan, and letting it happen with the rewards, and the people that are wash trading are outpacing the 2% fee that are going back into the funds. So
we got some major breaking news here, R2. You wanna hear it?
Yes, let's go.
All right, here we go. So RaidParty has just made an announcement. Okay.
Oh,
this is quite large. Right now, in this announcement, the first item, unfortunately, you're going to have to migrate your Genesis hero to a new contract. Don't worry, we will be covering all gas fees. They did post a Notion article explaining it. It's called Mistakes and Good News. And I will continue down. They are decreasing the fighter mint price by 52%, offsetting the value decreased for ranked auction winners, and giving away 3,000 more tokens. The pre-sale window is going to open tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and remain open for 24 hours. And the contract migration is related to metadata issues. I will post the Notion article in the general, and I will peruse it right now to try to give you guys more details, but I did want to break that for you. It was just posted.
Interesting. Okay, so 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, RaidParty is going down, decrease the mint cost of the fighter by 52%. So it's going to get a little bit cheaper on there, and there's going to be some more. So we'll pull up the Notion site after, maybe while we're kind of winding down the show, and dig a little bit deeper into that. But RaidParty had a very interesting cycle this week. You know what? It'll be probably the last thing we talk about. Cool Pets is a little more pressing right now. Thank you for bringing that up, though. I didn't catch that. I noticed that somebody had said it in the chat while we were going through the cryptos. Some other news going down on the in the week was Von Miller yesterday. He's a football player for the Los Angeles Rams. They are headed to the Super Bowl after beating the 49ers. He promptly thereafter changed his profile picture back to his Bored Ape. This isn't a new purchase for him, but implemented the hexagon profile picture. So, somebody, one of the premier players in the NFL going to the Super Bowl, going to have a lot of eyes on him, and decides to start rocking the Bored Ape again. Pretty bullish news, but not quite as bullish as the biggest purchase maybe we've seen yet. Justin Bieber spends 500 ETH or $1.3 million on his Bored Ape purchase. It is this sad looking ape. He's got some tears welling up in there. Looks a little unshaven in a plain black shirt here. And this is J Beeb's new Bored Ape, and they have welcomed him into the club. A lot of people were like, why would he spend so much on a floor ape? And, this one, he could have got less or whatever, I mean, the guy makes probably fucking $50 million a year. He does not care. He wanted this ape. He bought this ape.
Yeah, the price is perplexing because why did this person have a floor ape listed? First of all, they had listed it for like
That's right. I
300
forgot about
a
that.
few
Yeah.
days before. It's very strange, but I also think it's irrelevant. I have no idea why it happened. I don't think it's a scheme in an attempt to raise the floor of Bored Apes, because just the mere fact that Bieber bought one is going to raise the floor of Bored Apes. So very strange on the pricing. Haven't really been able to figure it out myself, but this is one of the largest celebrities in the world moving into the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah, and apparently he has I mean, Justin Bieber's NFTs is the wallet that purchased it, and they're pretty certain it's his. But he has quite a bag of doodles, some CloneX and
It's
World Coin in there
100% his.
too. Yeah, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
confirmed.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we've traced it back to his MoonPay stuff, so it's definitely his. He also proceeded to buy some alien friends as well. And since he purchased his alien friends, that floor has moved from 2.3 to now almost 3 ETH again. So
Alien Friends is back, eh? Wow.
Oh yeah, he is moving markets, and who knows where he's going to go next. This guy is a fan of NFTs. He's not just doing it as some sort of MoonPay promotion, as evidenced by the subsequent buys he made after this Bored Ape.
Yeah, and I mean, make no mistake, love him or hate him, this is one of the biggest performers and celebrities in the world. I know he's a very, very polarizing individual, but in terms of like newsworthy people, this is I don't know. Can you think of a bigger one? I was trying to go through the list. Kevin Hart was pretty big. Post Malone was big, but I don't think they're in this world.
I think somebody like Barack Obama, and I don't know if he would buy an ape, given his brand or whatever. But yeah.
Oh no, sorry. I was asking like to this point, like the people that have.
Oh, who the biggest one was? Yeah, I actually think a company like Visa buying a punk is just as big as a celebrity. But now we're talking about that soccer player, Jimmy Fallon, Justin Bieber, Gwyneth Paltrow, all these people are on the same level, in my opinion, at this point. I don't know if necessarily one is bigger than the other. They're all hitting millions of people when they see these apes. And then you pointed out to me this morning that the quarterback for the Cincinnati was it the other team? One of the quarterbacks switched their PFP now to a Bored Ape.
No. That was Von Miller, the one that I just talked about before.
Gotcha.
He's a linebacker, I believe, but like,
okay.
He's a big personality from the NFL too. He's a pretty recognizable.
And of course, Desmond Bryant last night. He wears his ape all the time, and he was celebrating this Super Bowl is certainly billed to be an NFT, an NFT themed one. So.
I thought you were going to say like Wet Dream or something, because yes, it is. I got to apologize, because I think for the last 2 weeks on the show, I have been saying that the Super Bowl was on February 6th, and everybody's like, "What's on February 6th?" I was like, "The Super Bowl, obviously," and it's not. It's on the 13th. I am a big dummy, so I apologize for that.
The Canadian Super Bowl is February 6th.
Yeah, we like to do things earlier, like our Thanksgiving and whatnot as well. So. Friggin' right, eh? Sorry about that.
It's colder up there. You got to run it a few days earlier.
Yeah,
it'd be too cold.
Get it warmed up a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
If you guys like the color green, I'm going to click on WGMI very briefly and show you a lot of green. These are floors, and they are up. NFTs have just been on a ridiculous run over the last 7 days. The last 1 day biggest changer is actually had down a little bit of a run, but Mechaverse is doing well. CloneX is, I think, got to be the big story, though. We were talking about Azuki and CloneX on the last show, or maybe Thursday's show, and we were talking about, who has the potential to get to 10 ETH. Is Azuki going to stall out? CloneX should get there first, blah, blah, blah. Well, Azuki is close. I'm going to refresh this because it is still moving, and the NFT market shows no signs of it, or, based on the NFT market, it shows no signs of slowing down. It is simply comfortably sitting at 9.6 ETH right now, which has just been absolutely insane. I never would have thought that it would have got here within a couple days of mint. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that it eventually would, but here we are. When we look at CloneX, though, completely different story. It is on the fast track to 20 ETH now. It blew past the 10 ETH floor and just did not stop. We were talking about it in the Degen Dojo last night. It hit 14 ETH, and everyone's like, oh my God, when does this thing stop? I half expected to wake up in the morning, see listings kind of take over and see some people taking some of the outsized profits that they were privy to. Nope. We are at 17 ETH right now. And 20 seems, unless something in the overall market happens, 20 seems pretty locked in, really.
No matter how many times I say it, people keep doubting that outside money is flowing into this market. CloneX is one of the main avenues in which outside money is flowing into this market. And it is because of celebrities, and it is because of the wealthy moving into NFTs. CloneX are going to 20 ETH probably overnight, and they will be undervalued at 20 ETH, whether they pause and consolidate there or not. These collections are all undervalued. We are all valuing them based on the 350,000 wallets sitting in Opensea right now. This is not going to last. We are going much higher on most of these floors that have mass appeal, that are elites, that have deals with Adidas and Nike, that are deals with Time Magazine. This is the new Hollywood, and you are early seed investors in it.
Oh yeah, this is this is a good point to talk about what we were talking about and why NFTs are kind of taking on a life of their own. I mean, that might seem like an obvious statement, but in the show sometimes we talk about, crypto is 2022, NFTs are in 2017. They're not really appreciated by the general public the same way that crypto wasn't in 2017 or before. And then you start to look at the user base and we go, maybe NFTs are more in where crypto was at 2014, right? It was more of a smaller niche community. You get these meetups where people are super pumped about it, but the outside world isn't really watching in the same way that you think they are. But there's one huge difference that I've seen after being in this space for 5 years. Like traditional crypto to this day, except with the exception of maybe Tesla and Elon Musk, kind of integrating Bitcoin very, very briefly before pulling it, has never seen the level of partnerships that NFTs have already. I mean, in nowhere would you see, or like Bitcoin, ETH, Doge, all of that stuff, getting in bed with Adidas, Nike, oh my God, I'm drawing all these blanks. Pepsi, Coke, Macy's, like all of these things are all of these big brands are actively participating in NFTs, getting people excited about NFTs, NFL, NBA doing the Top Shot stuff. And it really does seem to be the sign of legitimacy that I don't think it's going to follow any kind of crypto trajectory anymore. And I think you can see it in CloneX, like clear as day. This was a highly hyped brand. Their launch was not perfect. It had some FUD. It had some difficulties. They backtracked.
Woof, that bald one is ugly, huh? You see that one right there? Top row, like right.
I'm looking
that
at
one's
it.
almost the meme one we pass around.
It is. That is a $50,000 JPEG right there. But once they said the word Nike, I mean, this thing has just been up and to the right, and recently just actually started going parabolic. And I really do think that we are going to see a decoupling of NFTs from crypto in general, because as you said, outside money is coming. They're valuing these things in dollar terms. They're just buying ETH to get them. And here we are just wondering why the floors on everything have just gone absolutely nuts. Because if this had happened 3 months ago, it would have been perplexing to see floors of this, like on HapeBEAST pre-reveal, on Coolmans and all of these other projects that we're going to talk about. Yeah,
still pre-reveal.
I have that queued up to briefly touch on, but I mean, I don't know. What do you?
Is it longer than Mecca now? Is it longer than Mecca now? We got to go back and look.
It's 12 days now since mint. I think Mecca was two weeks or something.
Something's wrong. I'm not saying they won't fix it, but this isn't like they didn't plan this. There's something going on. It was the same with Mecca. They had to change shit. There was something wrong. Yeah. We know it. I mean, it's.
But what do you think about that sentiment before I said the word HapeBEAST and triggered you?
Oh, sorry.
HapeBEAST, sorry.
No, sorry. Yeah. I am in 100% agreement with you. This is, there's a saying that the most dangerous words in markets are "it's different this time," but there's a reason it's different this time. Okay, when I got into NFTs in 2019, it wasn't, when I would tweet about it or bring it up, it wasn't the normies that would say anything. They didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. It was crypto Twitter that would tell me I was fucking crazy. They would say it's a scam. NFTs were derided and hated amongst crypto Twitter. And you know why? Because they were being triggered. Because they knew deep, deep down inside the only viable use case for crypto up until this point has been NFTs. It's always been NFTs. You're the fucking astronaut with the gun to your head. Always has been. And this is why crypto is even relevant today. DeFi is dead. It's done. Put a nail in its coffin. This is the only reason
stick a fork in it.
Cryptographic blockchain technology exists. It is why it will become relevant, and the rest of crypto can go suck a lemon.
All right. It is 10 o'clock. I'm gonna try and get the Cool Pets link for Opensea up. This is gonna take a while to reveal, but we are interested in the action on the price. So that was a great rant, and I completely agree with you about
delayed.
What? Cool Pets?
Delayed. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a big one, but there was a small announcement. It was just delayed. So probably just be, I don't know if it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, but just letting everyone know. So I think Cool Cats had the early jump. So
yes, Cool Cats could mint theirs starting at 10 a.m. and then the whitelist sale went live at 11 a.m. For 24 hours for the whitelist. But as you kind of mentioned, Cool Cats can have theirs in perpetuity and mint whenever they want.
Yes.
But yeah, a slight delay. I'm assuming that this is going to go live anytime now, and we will keep an eye on it. But let's just get into that conversation, because I think it's fascinating. There's some game mechanics and all of this stuff going down. I think we're going to take the opportunity to dig a little bit deeper into that in later shows and focus more on the mint that's going down.
What are these
today.
Azukis wearing the blindfold? Wait, go back for a second.
Right.
I love analyzing the floors, because when you get to the floors of projects, you see the ones where it's just like, what is going on here? Who walks around with a blindfold?
Yeah, I mean, I hope this isn't
just woke up. How did he get his coffee? How did he even get his coffee?
Well, I mean, maybe he had it delivered right to his bedside. If you tip the Uber driver an extra $4, they'll come right in and put it on your nightstand. I mean, it kind of looks like this might be a bathrobe.
Could you imagine dating this person? His hair would blind you. You roll over in bed, it'd stab you in the face. What is this?
The Azuki FUD is real. You want to take a look at? You want to analyze this? Oh no, that
they all look great. It was you see the ones. What is that? The one with in the middle there with that hat. That hat is ridiculous.
This one?
Yeah, they could have dropped that trait. What is that?
I don't know. I like it. I don't like that it gets cut off, but I guess it's all good in proportion. Those glasses look cool. I just can't see it through the hat. Okay, can we talk about cool pets now? Are we good?
What's that?
Do you want any more Azukis or CloneXs to make fun of? Cool Cats, 15 ETH floor. That has also been step only, but that is definitely well, I mean, it's a great project, but it's definitely caused from the Cool Pets drop. I know people were loading up on them. You do get a free Cool Pets, so you get to save that nice 0.5 ETH on your 15 ETH investment from these. But it has been a steady train of volume over the past or over the weekend, and I think it's gone from about a 10, 11 ETH floor up to 15 over the last 3 days. And yeah, so Cool Pets is delayed. This is a Medium article about their first delay. I just pulled it up because there was some game mechanics and stuff in it. But what do you think is going down with this? Like, what do you think the actual dynamics are? You've got 20,000 supply. The Cool Cats that are holding high worth NFTs get to mint these for free. So I don't think it really matters what the mint price was or wasn't for them. And then the general public, they raffled off, I think, every single spot. We'll get to mint these at 0.5. There's a lot of criticism that maybe they should have led with the fact that it was going to be 0.5 before they started raffling off the pre-sale slots, simply because, for a lot of people, that might be a little much to pony up for an NFT. but here we are. So what are your predictions here?
Well, this is a very, very lofty bull market we're in. So I could really see anything happen here. I know the line right now is that they're going to open at 2 or 3. Certainly seems like a good opening line there, but I would not be surprised to see these things get up to 7 ETH. I think that Cool Cats are undervalued already. They're starting to obtain that value now. I think they're going to get to 30 ETH this year. So I'm very bullish on Cool Cats are going to get to 30 ETH this year. So I would expect the pets to get to 10, maybe even a little over as well. I think it's obviously we're going to see how fun this game is to play. They've been working on it for a very long time. I have a lot of faith in the team. I think it does come down to how fun it is to play. And we are going to go into the details over the next few days as we watch this mint happen and we kind of get into the dynamics of the game. There's been a few good articles out, and we are going to go into depth on how the game works. It feels a little bit like kind of Tamagotchi, where you got to build your pet up and then some quests and adventures that they could go on. And of course, you burn the underlying token, which on Polygon will be called gold. It will be able to be traded for milk, which is the token that Cool Cats will start passively earning as well. And Cool Cats are interesting, I think, in that they have not had a celebrity hype cycle yet. I think we know that apes and punks have seen major celebrity interest, but I think there's a whole swath of celebrities where Cool Cats would appeal a lot more than those two collections. And as NFTs become really famous over the next 3 weeks and Bored Apes rocket over 100 and punks rocket over 100 and become even unaffordable for most celebrities, I think they are going to start looking to things like Cool Cats especially. I don't feel like Kongs have that same type of mass appeal, and maybe they will eventually. But I just think Cool Cats are next in line, and of course Doodles after that. But what apes and punks have had are mainstream celebrity recognition that I think is yet to hit Cool Cats. So I think they are undervalued, which means the pets are undervalued. People talk about ratios, right? Because we have a few examples now. We have Meebits and we have Mutants, which are both a 20K supply, companions to their 10K original collections. And Mutants right now are sitting at 1-4. And Meebits right now, which I think are at 4, are sitting at about 12-4. Excuse me, 12-1 as far as the ratio to the underlying project of punks. And people are trying to figure out what pets are going to do. Well, neither of those other ones are a game that is a P2E game. So I think we can expect pets to be a little closer to that 2-1 ratio. Given that, I'm very bullish on the pets. I think it's going to work here. So,
well, let's do it. Let's set the line for tomorrow. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock on the show. What do you think the floor is going to be?
5 ETH.
5 ETH. That's God. I was hoping you weren't going to say 5 ETH. That's so hard. I don't know.
I know it changed. I got more bullish as I talked about it.
I know we were talking about it. You were going to set me up with 3 ETH, and I was going to bang the over.
Easy.
And now you just threw me
I
for
know.
a loop.
Yep.
Can't just.
You won the last one. What am I just going to give you another easy win?
Yeah. You sandbagged me, you son of a. Shit. I'm gonna go over. I think this market has been so ridiculous. I've been wrong every time that I've said that this can't get to this price level. That won't do that. I mean, we'll talk about RaidParty, and I had some apparently very bearish price predictions on that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna say over. I wouldn't be surprised to see some bang out for maybe 7 ETH before cooling off a little bit. But that's where I'm going with that. So I mean, big congrats to everybody that got in it. I know you have a pre-sale slot I was not fortunate enough to get one, but I know a lot of AlphaMint holders were. We actually gave some away in the AlphaMint Moon Lounge too. So if you're ever thinking about joining up with the Moon Lounge, one of the perks are that we we try and get in good with these teams and these projects, and try and hook you guys up. It's not going to be typically possible to get an entire Discord of 500 people pre-sailed for everything, but you got some pretty good odds there when we come through with some wait lists.
Yes, and we have some really big ones lined up.
Yeah.
We won't
well,
talk about yet.
Speaking of big ones, we had Starcatchers we're doing a Twitter Spaces with tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's super
to
exciting.
Say I am excited for this is an understatement. Starcatchers, if you have seen this art, boy, does it have the je ne sais quoi. It has the looks. Dare I say I have not been as excited about a project since Lemons.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a ton of information on this project yet. We don't know the mint date, though it does seem to be sometime early February. The mint price is TBD, but we are very, very excited to talk to this team and find out a little more. We'll see what we can poke and prod out of them. But for the time being, you're just going to have to tune in.
And guess what? We will be giving away 5 Starlist spots on that Spaces tonight. So we are obviously going to schedule that Spaces. We'll be tweeting out about it throughout the day from my Twitter account, the AlphaMint account, but you do not want to miss the Starcatchers AMA. I don't think I've wanted to dig down on a project this much all year. And I am so excited to talk to Maurice, and hopefully DJ Bublé is going to come up there. Shout out to the homie. Man, this project is, oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, unreal.
I'm getting too bullish here.
You know, we do advise for some projects and whatnot. This is none of them. This is just naturally bullish, and super fortunate that we were actually able to make the connection and get to speak with them, it's just going to be an incredible time. And this is, if there's one project you're looking forward to aside from the mints today, I would say this is probably it.
Love it. We'll see you guys tonight for that.
Oh yeah, make sure you tune in. It'll be on AlphaMint, Free Market, Maz's Twitter. I'll share it. I should be able to participate in it too as well, and I'm looking forward to being up on stage with you guys. Somebody's asking, is there any public allocation for stars? I think that they are still opening and closing their Discord every now and then. And
it's a little early, guys. They should be giving us great information tonight, so tune in. But my best estimate is this is at least a couple weeks away. So tune in tonight, and we'll get you some information. The Discord is private currently. They do let people in sometimes, and we will see tonight if we can get more details for you. But don't worry, it's still relatively early for Starcatchers. I don't believe they've even announced the mint date yet.
Yeah, definitely. Then those five spots are, they could potentially be worth something serious for sure.
I cannot overstate how huge this. I mean, big thank you to the team for even providing those for us. If you knew how big these Starlist spots, how in demand they are, man, we really appreciate this, and we are looking forward to that conversation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. I just wanted to check on a couple other floors that we had going on before we start talking about the RaidParty drop. But Coolmans Universe, another one that's gone on a big run. Coolman Coffee Dan has been continuing to work on this project. Updated the Opensea banner with this spiffy new species one. It looks great. But yeah, I hit a 1.3 ETH floor. It was at 1.4 now. It was at one point almost at 2 ETH during that kind of New Year's Eve, New Year's Day hype cycle where Lemons went crazy, Alien Friends went absolutely nuts, and Coolmans Universe was right up there with it. But it seems to be rebounding really strong. It's got a great ownership distribution in on it. Definitely not the cheapest project if you're looking for a hold. I can't advocate for trying to flip 1.4 into 1.6 or whatever like that. But in terms of a project that I think has great upside in the long term, I think that this is a one that we need to continue to watch out for.
Yeah. At this point, if you were going to buy a Coolmans, it would be for a long-term conviction hold, because You know, it's been quite volatile since it's gotten above 1 ETH. At one point, we were pushing 1.9. It fell back under 1. We were back up to 1.5. It fell under 1.
Yeah,
Now,
it's been a wild
through this,
ride for sure.
yeah, it has. And through this whole time, unique holders have been going up. So accumulation has been happening. And I do believe now this time there's a lot more support than there was before. Not that we couldn't fall back to 1. But every time we do these accumulation phases and get back up to these highs, we're adding unique holders. This is a big long-term conviction play for me. My main thesis here is go listen to a town hall with Coolman Coffee Dan. All right. This guy has 2.5 million followers on on Instagram. He was just shouted out by Gary V when Gary was asked which project has the possibility to be the next Doodles. Gary V said that it was Coolmans Universe. And on top of that, they just got added to MetaLink. This is the third.
I logged into that this morning. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, this is, I believe, the third or fourth project that has been added to MetaLink, along with Cool Cats, Apes, and Punks. And this is just a really, really, really high conviction hold for me. I think that with the artists and with the roadmap that they have, this has really great potential. They already have a deal with Crocs. There is a animated film premiere, a short film lined up for New York City. And I think this is the type of project you're going to continue to see in the news and make very high profile partnership deals.
It is the 9th project added to MetaLink. I just double checked on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. The one thing that like does kind of surprise me about this project is just that like the high sales haven't been like incredibly high. You know what I mean? Like normally when you get a project that's gone to, upwards of a 2 ETH floor, you start to see some 20, 30, 40 ETH sales bang out. And this one's been pretty low. So, I mean, if this is a project that has that potential to get to that echelon, these rares, if you are incredibly liquid, might actually be a steal right now, just looking at it.
I think, and I agree with that. And I also think one reason you're seeing that is because of how they smoothed the rarities out in this collection. We've seen a lot of 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 ETH buys. And had it been a more traditionally stacked metadata as far as the rarities in this collection, I believe you would have seen those large sales, but it's a lot more spread out. So I think I think that's a part of the effect. I do think it also has yet to go through that whale celebrity, like, oh, we're really moving into this thing in a big way, hype cycle as well. So I think there's two things contributing to that, but you're right. We have not seen those 20, 30 ETH bombs yet, and they're coming. So matter of time.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like if I was sitting on a large stack, as bullish as I am on Coolmans, I can't afford these. But for these like top tier rarity ones, I would say like 15 ETH is probably a steal at that point. But you're right, they smoothed it out, and they did it in such a way that even the floors look so good that they're all very unique and of themselves. I have a 9,915th rarity out of 10,000, and I still get WETH offers above floor on it, which is crazy.
People shop for the ones they like
100%.
often in this collection. You notice it.
Yep. For sure. I just want to shout out 70 live listeners today. That is amazing and definitely indicative of the NFT market, where it's headed and what's been going on this weekend. If you are new here, please say GM in the chat. Looking forward to seeing some new faces in there. This project NFT, that's a good name, NFT. This is Coolmans Universe. Yes, exactly. So last thing I wanted to check in on was Gossape Girl. This is a project that we did a little bit of advising for. We talked to them in depth about it. And, honestly, we did it because we loved their art and their team. This is a project that started at 0.05 for the public sale mint. It did pretty well post reveal, lots of good volume. People aped into it, no pun intended. And then it kind of fell a little bit flat, maybe hanging around 0.1, 0.15 here and there. But the volume stayed steady. And then all of a sudden, the unique ownership started to increase. It kept going. It kept growing little bit by little bit. And lo and behold, yesterday it started going absolutely crazy. Now you'll see that I just refreshed it after just 2 hours of this being open. It is at almost a 0.5 ETH floor, and this is almost totally organic. They've had a couple of pretty big Twitter profiles grab one, tweet about it and whatnot, but this was in terms of what's going on, just I think it's really just a supply crisis, as you said earlier.
A big topic of conversation in this space is women and equity, which is something that we know NFTs desperately need. And one thing that I will say about this collection is that every lady I have showed it to in my life, whether it's my mother or my partner or anybody who I thought this would appeal to, has instantly loved it. These are fashionable, these are fun, they're good looking, and it's something that somebody would want to represent them in the metaverse. I truly believe these are going to be the Bored Apes that appeal to a large portion of the population, just because they look so good. I am not even remotely surprised to see this floor at 0.5. It is still undervalued. We only advise with projects that we believe in, and we really believed in this project. This is a team of 3 female artists who made this art. It is well cared for. The traits are original. They all go well together, and we just can't say enough good things. Huge congratulations to the Gossape team. We know that there are huge things coming down the road with them, and we really are amazed at how well they executed. Because in this market, man, we've seen so many obvious launches go awry, obvious wins, obvious cooks go awry, that to just see this small team execute on such a high level is amazing and heartening. So again, congratulations to the Gossape team. They're undervalued here.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, their focus was like, we want to get these things out. We want to see people having them as their profile picture. We want to see a Bored Ape buy one of these to be its wife, or a happy couple or whatever. And it wasn't like we want to mint these out for 0.1. Like they were like, the allow list, the pre-sale slots were at 0.03, right? And that's just, it's been incredible. And I think that's such a strong way of forming a community, is really just putting them first and watching it grow. So big shout out to them. Some great sales. This one sold for 14 ETH yesterday, so definitely not nothing there, but the art's fantastic on them, and we are very, very happy for them. I have not sold one yet either. So
yeah, great
shout
stuff.
out to Zay and the team there, Wined. They're awesome people. Okay, let's get into RaidParty. I'm sure most of you know about this, so I'm just going to provide a little bit of context. But they had their ranked auction on what was that site? It was actually really good. I enjoyed using it. It was the first time I'd participated.
Say that again.
What was the site that they held the ranked auction on? I forget now.
Oh, I forgot the name. Loomdart used it for Meta something. Loomdart used it for his NFT drop as well.
Yeah. Anyways, so essentially they had 1,000 Genesis that they were putting up for auction. So the top 1,000 bids won one. There was some tiers where, if you were 550th or lower, you got an extra fighter. 330th, you got 2 fighters, and so on and so forth. The number one seemed to be very valuable. But MetaDrop, thank you. Sorry, I was completely blanking on that. I got to say, MetaDrop was a very clean experience to use. If you were participating in it, it updates very quickly. It was very intuitive to use, and I was very impressed with it. I'm just going to say I wouldn't be surprised to see some more projects end up using this just based on the success of it. Now, it's not all perfect. There was a lot of criticism about how this went down. I, typically tend to think that I was in favor of it, only because they really did just let the market decide. The auction started at 0.2, so that was the very, very low bid that you could put in. And then about an hour before the auction was about to close, it ran until 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and then every bid after 1:30 had an RNG chance of ending the auction randomly. So it was the hard cap of 2:30 p.m., but it only lasted about 15-20 minutes in the overtime, if you want to call it that, for it. Regardless, about an hour before it was about to close, this thing went absolutely nuts. It ended up climbing up to over a 5 ETH floor for the 1,000th bid. The top bid, I don't know if it's going to show me here anymore, but I think it was over 50 ETH that it went for. And I mean, this thing just went wild. People had some mixed feelings about it. People were kind of criticizing it for being a cash grab, that they somehow coaxed 1,000 people into bidding at least 5 ETH on this. Like I went up to 3.3 ETH and then had to bow out, and I wasn't even upset for it. But I mean, this is the state of the market. There's a lot of money flying around right now, and people wanted to get in on it. I'm not saying that it's perfect. They're working on some communication stuff. They've hired a bunch of mods, and they're growing and they're learning with everybody else. But I would say in terms of it so far, it was I guess a big success for them.
Yeah, absolutely smashing success. And like I said, they made a big announcement today. I've been trying to dig into it, and I want to keep reading it, but I did want to highlight some more points that I actually think are going to make people quite happy here. All right, so they're still minting the 4,444 heroes and 11,111 fighters. But here's the entire breakdown given the new parameters they've added. Now, there were 30 free mints distributed by the gotcha before it killed itself. Okay. There's 35 distributed as ranked auction awards to those top, the top 5, the top 10, and the top 20. Okay. And there are going to be now, breaking news, 200 raffled free to all ranked auction participants. Okay. So now that... Yeah.
Including the winners.
Including. And there's more, my friend. All right. So just so you know, with all those numbers, now there are going to be 4,179 heroes allotted for the pre-sale public mint. Now let's get to the fighters. 82 free mints distributed by the gotcha before it killed itself. 366 are going to be raffled free to all ranked auction participants. But get this. 1,503 fighters are going to be distributed free to all auction losers that bid above 1.49 ETH.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So anybody who participated in the rank auction and bid over 1.49, even if you lost, you will be getting a free fighter to mint today.
Oh, cool.
2,533 fighters will be distributed as ranked auction awards. We already knew that. That was part of their original deal. So that means now there will be 6,607 left for the pre-sale public mint. So final numbers here. There's going to be about 4,200 heroes left for public pre-sale, about 6,600 left for public and pre-sale. And there's going to be a couple raffles for anybody who participated in the ranked auction. There's also going to be free fighters distributed to all who bid over 1.49 ETH. So there are some new awesome things that this team is doing to try to right some of the mistakes they made. After all, the title of this Medium article is Mistakes and Good News, and this is exactly what you want to see from the team. Okay, this is, to call this a cash grab is ridiculous. This is a team that decided to raise a lot of money for a very, very, very ambitious game that they are making. The market decided how much money that they should raise. Given the previews of what I've seen, this game is a 10 of 10. It may be slightly complicated when digging into their very, very long white paper, as they wanted to hit on all the points. But I actually believe this game will be simpler to play than other on-chain RPGs. And how often do we say mistakes and FUD are really just emotion? Okay, and the most powerful force in all markets is emotion. And it doesn't matter if that emotion is FOMO or FUD. But if there is a good underlying product, of which I feel very confident there is, then that is just going to be used to harness an even larger rise in their Ethereum price. So, given this news today, I am more excited to mint. I also want to point out that there have been some price reductions as well. We mentioned it before, 52% price reduction in fighters, okay, from 0.82 down to 0.4. What this is going to do now is make the base gathering pack, which includes 1 hero and 1 fighter, 2 ETH, and it's going to make the next one up, the bash pack, 2.4 ETH, and it makes the most expensive package, the party package, 5.6 ETH, down
and
from
that one was
8,
up over 8, yeah, right?
Up over 8,
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, so clearly they've listened to some of the concerns about, you know, how much money they're going to be taking in and whatnot. But like, I just, you know, I think that this drop was interesting for a couple of reasons. One, the secondary hasn't been crazy like we've seen some other like super hyped mints pre-reveal and whatnot. But there's a couple of reasons I think that this went down like that. One was, yeah, you can see here, still under 1,000 ETH traded for a 6, 7, 8 ETH floor, which they were kind of hovering around. That's pretty low considering, you know, that's, you know, you're probably looking at about 150 transferred sales. But there was 1,000 spots in this auction. If somebody really wanted to get in and participate, they could have bid whatever they wanted. So if somebody was willing to pay 8 ETH for one of them, they already did, right? And that's where I think that this kind of gets lost. That people are seeing this kind of depressed secondary sales. The other thing is too, they still have the allow list going down, and then they still have the public sale mint, and then there's this very, very ambitious game, as Free Market said, that's supposed to go down. A lot of people aren't actually looking to sell these. They actually want to participate in the kind of the next real on-chain gaming experience. When I say real, I'm kind of just alluding to, you know, maybe the wolf games and the whale games of the world, right? Like this is something that they put a lot of effort in. I know that they've been working on it for a long time, and I'm not shocked to see the secondary not move as much as we thought. I mean, it's held steady. It's above the floor that it was minted at. You know, and they're addressing things the way that, you know, they feel that they should. So I get it. There's been some delays. You know, some people have said maybe the communication can be a little bit better, but there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of moving parts, and you know, you got to take your time and not rush into any kind of rash decisions when you have a project of this scale on the line, right? So I don't think a little bit of thoughtful consideration is, you know, should be a source of FUD, really.
I also want to point out a false narrative that I see permeated everywhere, that this is going to be a rich person's game, okay? This is ridiculous. Like, you have to understand that this is the first phase. This is the first season, all right? And if you wanted to get into orcs on the first day, you were paying 4 and 5 ETH, all right? All of these games are very expensive to get into initially, and that's because you are the seed investors for a new video game company. And in the future, instead of shareholders receiving the profits from the subsequent seasons that are released, they are going to actually have you are going to actually be the one who profits, the person who invested in the game early. Icon is saying it's a free mint. That was only for 550 people, Icon. Anybody else who wanted to play the game had to be rich. All right. So
yeah, I didn't get on the allow list, and for me to get into orcs, I would have had to pay 6 ETH, which was basically where we're at right now, right? So
I understand, and the fact that it was a free mint and 0 royalties severely hampered them early on, and they didn't even have enough money to put together what we see today. They had to change their policy, okay? That we need, if you want these games to compete and succeed in a real marketplace, these teams need very large war chests and treasuries to do it. You can argue about how much gains they should pull forward versus how much they should leave on the table for the people who buy, which is completely fair. But at the same time, I think that we should encourage teams to take good royalties, and we should encourage teams to get a nice amount of money in their treasury if they're going to try to execute something so ambitious.
Yeah, and I mean, in fairness, right? There's going to be a lot of expectation now because that narrative of like, oh, they just made $25 million, or oh, they just made $60 million. Like, can the devs do something? By all means, like, that I'm sure they're feeling that pressure too. But now the expectations are going to be very high, and hopefully they have a good war chest to meet and exceed those expectations. So, I mean, I just I totally understand people's points when they're saying like, why do they need to make that much, and all of that stuff. I know it's not the exact same as a free mint or a mint that started at 0.2. I know that I pointed out in the degen dojo that like HapeBEAST, which is still unrevealed by the way, is trading at 8.4 ETH each, which is higher than that, and I gotta believe that RaidParty is a better project. And I also understand that the majority of that money actually went to the team and not somebody that minted at 0.2 and is flipping that for 8 ETH. That's a great win for somebody. But I just, at the end of the day, I can't remove myself from the narrative that this was the market's decision. You know what I mean? And it could backfire on them. I don't think it will, but it could backfire on them. Like, if the market rejected it, if the greater market outside of those 1,000 people that won rejects it, and this thing doesn't mint out because it's too expensive, then that should be a sign. But here, they set all of the rules before the mint. They told you this is how it's going to go down. This is going to be the price of it after, based on whatever price this hits. We're going to cap the allow list and the public mint at a certain price too. They've even gone as far as reducing that price. I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time saying that this is their fault. I know they weren't standing behind anybody with a gun to their head saying, bid 5 ETH. There's nothing pointing to the fact that they were participating in their own auction to try and, jam it up and whatnot. But, here we are. The market decided that these were going to go for 5 ETH, and they set it at 0.2. They could have maybe put a cap on the meta drop thing, but here's the thing. If they'd put a 2 ETH cap, that thing would have sold out immediately. Everyone would just send that 2 ETH, and here we are still talking about the same thing. And I think it would have been worse for them because they would have said, well, they knew it was going to get to 2 ETH. It's a, cash grabby. I don't know. Everybody had the option of making a choice, and it's okay to not participate in these things too. I wasn't mad that I didn't get my bid in for 3.3 ETH. That was more than I'd been willing to spend on almost anything else that I've ever purchased in terms of NFTs. And it is what it was. I wasn't going to get there. So I don't have that same thing. There was the whole Maple story FUD too. I mean, we don't have to get too far into that, but if you've ever played around with this Maple Story character creator, which I did, you can literally make almost anything you want, including I made Henry's lemon yesterday for him. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a hyped project. There's always going to be FUD, and I mean, FUD away. If they're as good as they say they are, which I believe they are, it'll succeed. And if not, then, you win.
10 p.m. Eastern Standard tonight, and you have 24 hours to mint if you're on the pre-sale. And then tomorrow will be the public sale. If you are in the pre-sale, you only have access to the first 2 levels of package, which is the base package and then the bash package after that, which, again, goes down 10 p.m. tonight. Public sale is tomorrow, and then the game will start shortly after that.
Free market, I have bad news for you.
Yes.
Little Lemon Friends also copied Maple Story.
Yeah, it's good. These places should be inspired by Maple Story. I heard it was a good game. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story.
Tell me a story.
I started a thread in Kaijus about RaidParty about a month ago. I like to turn the Kaijus on to the things I think are going to be hot. We made this thing about RaidParty. Multiple Kaijus in the Discord noticed that the creator's PFP was Maple Story. They were like, oh, I had no idea what that was at the time. And they were all, oh, it's a Maple Story PFP? I'm in. I don't even care what the project did. This kid has a Maple Story PFP? I'm in. They never hid or shied away from this. They've talked about it in every Medium article and every phone conversation we've had with them about how much they love Maple Story and how it's inspiring them. And while I've never played the game, it seems to have inspired a lot of people because, boy, they have a nice, fond place in their heart for this little nostalgic Emma Pumorg. I don't even know. I mean, I can get around RPG, all right, role player game. I don't know what this MMPOG, LGBTQ, XYZ stuff is at this point. Like, what are they? It's an RP. It's a game. Just say game. Like, what is going on with these classifications? It's a
massively multiplayer online role playing game.
Okay, whatever.
Get it right, man. No. Also, I guess while we're talking, they're keeping us on our toes. One more announcement from the RaidParty Discord. It just said I'm going to pull it up on screen too, so you can follow along because I read bad. We are raffling off 10 Genesis Heroes to secondary market purchasers, both on LooksRare and Opensea before said block. Each token purchase is one ticket. Sweeps with Gem and Genie will be accounted as multiple tickets. This change was added late after community members that had missed the auction and purchased off secondary had felt left out of the increased rewards. Hope we made up for it. So, yeah, I mean, again, doing something there.
So I just wanted to quickly answer JRP Sanchez's question on the side about valuing lemon number 5440.
Let me find that one while you're talking about it.
Okay. 1 lemon equals 1 lemon. So that is how I would value little lemon number 5440. Now, that may be a bit of a cheeky answer. I know people want a little more in-depth analysis than that. This is a robo lemon, okay, which stay comfortably.
How did you know that? Did you already pull this up?
I know every lemon by number. Just say any number, I'll tell you the lemon. What are you talking about? I do this 16 hours a day. So not only is this a robo lemon, which remains 20 to 30% above floor, but this has one of the most beloved traits in the collection, which is the baby lemon on top, right? So we're talking monocle, we're talking comfy sky robe, and we're talking baby lemon. This is a good lemon. This is a highly desired and sought after lemon, and I believe you would regularly get 20 to 30% above floor for this lemon, and it would move relatively quickly for something that isn't either super rare or a common floor. Beautiful lemon.
That's a nice lemon. I'm digging the traits. That is definitely, I agree, a comfy looking robe there. So,
yep.
And how is lemon?
It has lemons on it. It has white lemons on it. I used to think they were clouds. They're actually little white lemons.
I was going to point that out, but you know this more than I do. So I was like, maybe that's actually just what it's called, lemon clouds or something like that. But yeah, 0.5 ETH. The lemons are kind of holding now, and after that run up to 1 ETH, and then they kind of fall back down to 0.35. It went as low as
0.32. They had gotten up to 1.5, fell to 0.32, but. A metric we talk about all the time, the wall thickness all the way back up to that price has remained about 50% of what it was to get back up there. Now, we know anytime you get a move, a pump, a pamp, a rocket like that, traders hop in. And the problem is these numbnuts, and if you look at the bottom of the bottom row of lemons, it's always these numbnuts that hop in at 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 as the thing is rocketing, expect to catch a double in the same way, and then when they don't, they start selling for a 0.4 loss. I mean, we'll get rid of these people eventually. They can only do that so many times before their stack is depleted, but this is what happens on every pump. It's what happened with lemons, and if you want to know the metrics to watch, it would be wall thickness and unique owners. As long as wall thickness continues to reduce and unique owners go up, the floor price is essentially irrelevant because another pump like that's going to happen. We don't know the date, we don't know why, we don't know when, but you know that when it does, it's going to go even higher next time because that wall is much thinner, okay? And the next time it pulls back, and I'm sure it'll fall 50% from wherever this new high is when it does, that'll be the new support because we've sucked up all those lemons now up to that area. So very healthy.
Let's test your lemon knowledge live. I'm going to put you right on the spot here and ask you a trivia question. And let's see if maybe, well, there's going to be a bit of a delay here. So you'll have a 5-second advantage, but maybe the chat can beat you to it. What is the most expensive lemon that has ever been sold, and how much did it sell for?
It was the green mutant, like squiggly lined lemon, and it sold for 22 ETH. Now there
You
are
fucking nailed it.
Genesis.
You
I knew
forgot the
that was an easy one.
0.22, but like we'll round down for you.
What did I say?
It's 22.22. You forgot that
I
last
actually didn't
quarter
know.
ETH, but
Yeah, I didn't know the last quarter ETH. I actually thought it was only 22. But yeah, it's one of the one of ones. It's not surprising. It's one of the best, of course, in the collection. There have been some Genesis lemons that have gone for quite a large amount too. And I know that floor is sitting at 44 right now, or at least last time I looked, and we'll see if
I forgot there
one
was a
moves at
Genesis
that
collection
price.
on this
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Man, I love those 101s. Oh, the GIF.
I don't have the link for it, or else I would pull it up. All right, let's touch on the final few things of the show. I'm going to put the restream link into the AM show chat for the Moon Lounge members to come up and hang out with us towards the tail end of the stream there. You can come tell us, whether or not you agreed with our take on RaidParty, or what you're thinking about for Cool Pets, any of that good stuff. If there's a project you want us to take a look at, we can start pulling that up. We can do that on chat too, as well. But yeah, the link is in there, so please feel free to join us up on stage if you are a AM or a AlphaMint Moon Lounge pass holder. The last thing. Oh yeah, go ahead.
A Secret Society hoodie sold for 3.9 yesterday.
Like just now?
Too.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, last night. It was it was the first I had seen move in a while. So, and that's another thing I'll point out is that rares have been moving quite steadily the whole time during this pullback since that frothy Saturday blow off top we saw across the whole.
This is definitely a project that the rares do very favorably in sometimes too. Like I had the 3D glasses with the mushroom head, and the floor I think was at like 0.8, and it banged off relatively quickly for I think like 2.3 or 2.6. I can't remember exactly what I sold it at, but
there are huge fans of this collection who sit there and wait for the rares to go up because people hoard them. All right. Like there are quite a few wealthy whales who are in this collection who want very specific things, who closely watch that floor and wait for their opportunity of that trade. So know that.
For sure. Last things we got Art Blocks dropping today, doing the standard Dutch auction at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is a Thomas Lynn Peterson collection called Screens. This is the only preview that I have available for you. I'll blow that up a little bit so you can see it a bit closer. Art Blocks Curated, it's been a little bit hit or miss lately in the Dutch auction. I couldn't even begin to tell you where this is going. I don't participate very often in these, but Art Blocks Curated is always one to look out for. Art Blocks Factory, not so much. These look kind of cool though. Like it just is kind of a traditional piece of art that I would probably love to hang on my wall behind me.
They do look nice. They have a Art Deco feel.
That's the word I was looking for. I was gonna say retro, but it's not really retro. It's yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, very
curves, hard lines. Yep.
Chrysler Building, 1940s New York. I'm getting those vibes, and I like it. I probably won't mint. There is so much going on today. They look good though.
Shout out to Ecclesi saying Moon Monday. He's getting his Genesis this morning. Big congratulations on winning winning one of the raffles in the Star Wolves Discord. That's very exciting. I'm excited to see all of the new PFPs and which ones everybody gets. I'm very, very pumped to see that. Somebody
100
mentioned
wolves are making their ascension as we speak.
In the middle of a speech.
I just wanted 100 wolves are making their ascension as we speak. Every Monday, Moon Mondays, there are some that are distributed amongst the pack. You must be in the Discord. You must be active. You must see how these things happen. We are very, very honored and happy and proud to now see these 20 wolves already have begun their ascension and more to come.
Last thing up today is Lives of Asuna. I shouldn't say the last thing. There's a ton of things going on today, as well as Kokodi, which we could touch on as well. But Lives of Asuna is, they had their issues with their sale, their pre-sale going to the wrong address. They ended up getting all of the ETH back into everybody's hands. They made it right. They did a good job of that, and it is sitting at a 2.25 ETH floor. I had it written down when the time for that drop was. I accidentally closed that window, so shame on me. Gonna pull it up real quick. 2 p.m. Eastern, mint price 0.2 ETH. There's just less than 2,000 of them to be minted. So it's sitting at a comfortable 11x above floor. I got to believe that you are in for a gas war. Be prepared to have to send
There
it.
is no gas war.
Oh,
there's
sorry.
no public. There's no public. The last 1,900 Asuna will all be going to raffle winners.
Yes.
That winner is going. Yep. Those winners will be announced later today. I'm actually really excited for this because I had a lemonition last night and I found out that I won the raffle. So I'll be getting those results later today. I will be minting my waifu, looking very forward to it. And that will be announced later today. I don't know if they gave a time for the raffle announcement. You had to be in the Discord. You had to be following the Twitter. You had to fill out the premint.xyz form. It closed 2 p.m. a couple days ago, and we will be finding out those winners today. One of the hottest metas around would be the waifu meta.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I just saw Drip Cult mentioning Dead Ringers edition. I haven't even seen that. I think I just pulled it up. No chance at waifu. I think I just pulled it up on Opensea. Do you know anything about this? I know it's the same person who did the Art Blocks Ringers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this or no?
No.
The space moves too fast. I can't even keep up with it. It's crazy. Drip Cult, let me know if that's what you were looking at there.
Cool Pets pushed back to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard for those in that mint.
Yes, for sure. Cass, let's bring him up. I'm gonna go refill my coffee real quick, but I swear I'll be right back with you. Put some music on. Cass, GM, how are you?
I am shattered.
Shattered. That's terrifying. I can't leave now.
I was actually sick. You two actually said that at the same time.
Yeah.
So, well, because
I'm assuming his face looked the same as mine too. Although he's stone cold through that.
Is this an ascension issue? Is this a raffle issue? An ascension issue?
No. It
good.
It was obviously like I'll explain my Star Wars journey at the moment. It's been a bit intense. It's been a bit intense. So, like, first my missus went away, so I had to look after little man. So I had to kind of stay back and look after him and not pay as much attention to Star Wars and so on and so forth. And I really kind of dropped back. So I have literally been, toothpicks in the eyes to kind of keep them open and grafting the life out of Star Wars. So I managed to get myself up. But this weekend has been mad because the battles, not the solo battles, but the
boss fights.
Yeah. So I think there was one session back to back, 4 hours solid boss fights.
Wow.
It was freaking mad, and then everyone was hyping each other up, and yeah, it was just nuts. And then I think one of the mother wolves kind of cottoned on what we figured out. So then they made like the rat swarm get bigger, and so it's not working out as well as it is at the moment. But yeah, but it was fun. It was freaking fun.
Gotta get those rats. Feed the pack.
Feed the pack. Yeah, and then there's been other drops and dramas and RaidParty and pumps. I'm looking at my portfolio at the moment and I'm thinking, fuck, okay, like what happened over the past, I don't know, a few hours. And it's just amazing how it's just amazing
Did you participate in anything to do with RaidParty or just kind of watched it from the sidelines?
Oh no, I participated from the beginning. But then once when they well, I'll never go on whitelist, but obtaining the gachas and obtaining the tokens, and I managed to stack up a bit of tokens, and Then when the whole gacha thing didn't even work, it was like, really? And it just seemed a bit like, look, like the game might be absolutely amazing, but how many people do you know will sit down and probably read a manuscript of about God knows how many pages to fully understand what this game's really about? People don't want to read through manuals, or me personally don't want to read through manuals. A game is meant to be fun. That's the element of it being called a game. And if you look at the greatest games out there ever created, they're not really that complex. And even if they are complex, you still have an understanding.
Yeah, I mean, those games are like simple to get into, but complex.
There you go.
As you build. I actually suspect that like once, and I have not seen it or anything like that, so I'm kind of just speculating, but I suspect that once you get into their actual website, it will be pretty intuitive. I don't know if you've ever played any idle games or clicker games or anything like that, but that is essentially what it is at its core. And they are very intuitive. I've played a couple of them in my past, and I mean it's easy to jump into. It's very like it's simple concepts, and as you start to compound, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then there's more theory involved. I think the white paper is just like they really wanted to put out the whole the whole plate out on the table and just let the people that want to dissect it, because I'm with you, Cass, and I've said this before, like I just need simple, and then I'll learn the complexities as I'm playing. But there are other people on the other side of it, and I've known plenty of them in my life that they do read the manual and they pick apart every nitty gritty thing to figure out how to maximize every single action they do, and that's how they get their enjoyment out of it too. And again, I'm not trying to just stick up for them, but like because I'm on your side of the fence.
Well, speaking of putting
my
out
interpretation of it.
Speaking of putting out the hole, did you see this tit vag drop this weekend?
So, anyways, sorry, Cass, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like the concept and the work and the people behind it. There's no doubt that they're spot on. But I think where they missed the trick, or where they might have lost some people, was just the process of mint. Yeah. If people don't understand even the process of mint and what they're even buying and how they're even buying it, what hope have you got for anyone to kind of really buy into the game? I might be completely wrong, and they might already have people that they already know and have explained it fully to them, but and how to get in and how to, but to the general public, from an outside, say if you don't know nothing about RaidParty and you are interested to look into it, it's not the easiest just to even purchase the product.
Yeah, I mean I think that's a totally fair point for sure. It's definitely some friction there, and I totally get it. There's I think there was a lot of people on that side of the fence with RaidParty as well.
Look, that's nothing a great marketing team can fix, and now they have quite a few ETH in their coffer to hire the best in the game. So I wouldn't worry about their messaging going forward. They spent all their time building a 10 of 10 game. These are 10x engineers. I'm really looking forward to it, and just like Little Lemon Friends needed help. They minted. Now they hired some help, and I'm very, very optimistic here. But I understand everybody's reservations. I just think you guys are going to be surprised in a good way.
No. I don't doubt what the team behind it. But then there's the difference there. Probably because you are more involved with the team, you already know what's going on with it. Whereas the majority, because of a lack of marketing, on a drop. Because people don't understand it, especially when you got other things popping around as well. So
I do actually want to clarify, other than like getting to talk to them early on, we actually have not been like privy to any information or anything that you guys haven't been as well. I mean, like we are like just spectators too, and I'm not like saying that there's like any kind of conflict or interest or anything that I can't say. I'm just like I saying we spoke to them. They gave us the rundown on what they were trying to achieve. We were very excited about it leaving that call, and here we are. I mean, dissecting the same information that you guys are, if I'm being completely honest with you.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Alien Friends, heard of it?
Alien Friends?
Nah, Alien Friends.
Justin Bieber bought some. Oh wait,
Alien Friends. Is it Alien Friends? Ali the Fox.
Oh, I'm not sure.
No, I know nothing about it.
Right, so Ali the Fox, right? Again, knew nothing about it. Nothing whatsoever about it. I managed to get on whitelist from one of my other servers, and I've jumped in, and it was a majority of the server was Chinese. It was the majority of people in there were speaking Chinese. So there was a section where it was English, which I'm in and like speaking to people about it. But everyone's like really happy-go-lucky. There's 25,000 people in the server at the moment, and the server's only just recently opened. But obviously, I couldn't quite gauge what was going on with the project. Then on the fan art side of it, they had pictures of Ali friends or Ali the Fox with Fanta Bear everywhere, right? I'm thinking like, why is Fanta Bear everywhere with this Ali friend? Deep dived a bit more. If you Google it or Google him, Ali the Fox, Chinese animation, he's a well-established character, like really well-established. Their Weibo account has 4.5 million followers, which then kind of makes me think of Coolmans with I think it was 2.4 million.
Yep. Yeah, he
So-
has 2.5 million on Instagram.
Yeah, and then started to speak to people outside of China, like one or two friends or one or two people in certain communities, just asking the question like, have you heard of Ali Friends? And they're like, who the hell are you talking about? And the moment I show them the picture, instantly, yes, we know him. And I'm like, wow, really? Yeah, he's a big character.
Is that what I'm looking at here?
But I can't see.
Oh, I didn't have it up on screen. There we go. That it?
This guy, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never seen this before.
Yeah, there's a Discord. I'm not sure if the site's up yet, but they're going to be releasing an NFT within the next couple of weeks, and there's a hell of a lot of hype around it. But it's not from the Western side of the world. It's
Right. There's actually a few high-profile drops coming out of Asia.
yes,
X
Yeah.
Rabbits Club, which is
Yes.
about to drop this week, looks like it's going to just be one of those, it reminds me of, whether it's Monsters or some of these drops that were targeted towards a different community and culture than most NFT drops are normally targeted for, and doing very well as we're seeing that part of the world move into this space in a big way. So I think those are ones to watch this year, as it is Chinese and the Lunar New Year. And traditionally, you are given money as a gift on this occasion. That is the tradition. And I would think that digital collectibles would be a great place for people to go spend that renminbi.
Well said. Well said. No, that's an area I've been kind of keeping my eye on, really, and just trying to kind of pick certain things there. And then cool bets. I can't wait for that, man. You're not right.
5 p.m. Eastern today. Are you going to be up for it? Luckily, you have 24 hours, of course, but that's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern now.
At the moment, I am going to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. Right?
You're just living on East Coast time now, eh?
I literally on your time, dudes. Like literally, when I wake up,
Actually,
up.
that's like West Coast time. Oh.
It's too bad. He feels your pain. He's been living on East Coast time in India. His parents have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, no, it's tricky, man. It's tricky, man. This is really tricky. Yeah, so 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's what time I normally go to sleep. So I'm up. If it's anything to do with NFTs, dude, I'm up.
You think his sleeping hours are the thing that's confusing him, or the fact that he showed up in a Range Rover one day?
What is this? What is this Range Rover?
Here's a question for you guys.
Right.
What do you think of the Johnny Depp NFT?
Does that sum it up? I haven't seen it, but
No,
I'm
but
gonna guess that's my reaction.
Did I don't know. Can you like link or like what am I looking at here? Johnny Depp NFT. I'll just Google it, I guess.
Yeah, just Google it. Yeah, he's pulled out something. I'm not sure. I think he's actually done the art. But again, it's one of those things.
It'd be worse than Gary V's.
Well, I'm not. You can already tell the fan base because my missus is a massive Johnny Depp fan, and the moment I said, "Oh, but," and remember, by the way,
come on, look at the guy.
Yeah, 100%. So then I go like, okay, then cool, no problem. Like, she does anything to do with NFTs, Bored Apes, lemons, anything. Even when I freaking wrapped the car yellow, do you think she cared? She just thought, oh, it's a nice yellow, right? So nothing to do with NFTs ever phases her. the moment I mentioned Johnny Depp, dude, moved me out of the PC. Started to read everything that this guy's. Oh, he's so amazing! Look what he's doing.
Well, this is the news that it takes to get people that aren't into NFTs to be looking at them, right?
Exactly.
It's the opposite of the waifu meta. This is the opposite.
The drunken pirate meta.
I'm not being saying earlier, like we need more certain demographics of like women and the rest of it into the space. This guy coming in is going to bring a whole heap of ladies into the space, like certain others as well. So I think that would be another cool angle to bring people into the space. Not being sexist or nothing, he's a good-looking guy and everyone loves him because literally my missus shoved me out the way, dude. And my computer was gone like 20, 30 minutes.
You know what? I mean, my wife, I show her some NFTs, and I think there's a lot of the time she says, like I don't really get it. Like even with Lemon Friends, I know gasp. Like she was like, I don't really get it. But she saw Gossape Girl, and she was like, oh shit, those are actually really cool. And then I was like, oh, do you want one? And she was like, no, not really. And then walked away from the computer. So that was the extent of it. But at least it started. There was like a little bit there,
For me, my missus was cool cats. She saw a cool cat. Oh, they're actually okay. And I was like, really? How would you choose that one?
It's a slow grind. Adoption is a slow grind. Actually, that's what
Johnny Depp looks like he was standing outside a thrift store and there was an explosion and whatever clothes flew out just landed on his body in a haphazard style every day. What the fuck are these outfits he wears? I'm concerned.
No, trust me. But then about it, how can he manage to get away with that and still have people flocking him?
But it's not. It doesn't even look comfortable. It looks like he like this looks like all day you got to be adjusting this shit. Like it's falling over to the side. Look at this. What the fuck is going on here?
Whatever. I mean, I don't dress like that, but he looks like a cool guy. I don't know. Whatever.
Like, think about how much time it takes to roll your sleeves up that high. Like you're standing there in front of your closet. You're like, I could wear a t-shirt, or I could take my next 3 hours and roll these sleeves up to my fucking armpits because.
Well, it's not even just the
who hurt you.
No, but if we're gonna go into this picture, it's not even that. There's the rolling up of the sleeves, but then if you're gonna roll up your sleeves, you wouldn't need the shirt. You might as well just keep the waistcoat. But then plus on top of that, he's got a t-shirt underneath as well. So,
and he's hunched over now.
He's layered. He's in a garage. He's in a garage doing art. It's probably chilly. He's layered.
And is that a
Who
joint?
can stand up straight with that many necklaces?
Well, he's not. He's hunched over.
But no, like I'm happy that he's got into NFTs.
It's it's what it's gonna take, man. I mean, this is what I was saying earlier on the show, though. Like in 2017, you didn't see Johnny Depp buys Ethereum and slaps a ETH license plate on his car or something, right? Like,
well, you wouldn't expect to see what's his name, Justin Bieber buying Alien Friends. Like, it just wouldn't be the norm. It's like, why would they?
Well, he sounds like a NFT degen, honestly. He's getting in there.
He's getting there, definitely. But it's all good. There's some people that think that celebrities and stuff shouldn't get into it because this is about people, blah 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 blah. But then I think it's cool that they've gotten into it because they are seeing something that we are all seeing, which would be the only way for the majority to kind of accept it, to be honest.
Yeah, just don't listen to Floyd Mayweather. That's the only one that doesn't count.
Who's Floyd? Floyd, boxer. Yeah.
Ignore him.
Yeah. But then you'll get photos that
Boxing Day in Canada.
What's
they
that?
Celebrate Floyd Mayweather. You guys have Boxing Day in Canada.
Do you not? Is that a Canadian thing?
No, that's a UK. We have Boxing Day.
You don't have that in America?
No, they don't.
No, it's called Christmas. We wake up on Christmas morning and open our presents as God intended.
I would have thought you of all people would be pro extending Christmas.
No, it was mad.
Yeah, we use Russian Christmas for that. Russian Christmas goes until like January 10th.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
not
really wish, because on Boxing Day in Discord, I was saying Happy Boxing Day, Merry Boxing Day, and all stuff like that. And most of the Americans like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's
Johnny
Boxing Day.
Depp probably
They get that reaction when you start talking about football too, Cass.
Yeah. Well, I don't really talk about football that much, but when I do, everyone does get a bit baffled. Yeah, they think I'm talking about NFL, which I'm actually not.
Yes. Big day coming up. The Super Bowl.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype about that.
I've heard things about it, yeah.
Oh, do you not have like NFL?
What's that?
Do you not have like NFL teams in
Canada?
I'll tell you.
No.
No, they have the Canadian football, the CFL.
Yeah.
Okay,
For those of you that don't know, we have the Canadian Football League. It is older than the NFL. The field is bigger, and we only have 3 downs.
But you've got a basketball team that's part of the NBA, no?
Yes, we do. We used to have 2, and then Vancouver moved to Memphis, I think. Yeah, I think it was Memphis. Yeah, the Grizzlies. That's right. But yeah, we have a basketball team. We do have one MLB team. We have a couple of hockey teams, and that's about
That
it.
played together in the US.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no football teams. They were like legitimately worried that if a football team, NFL team came to like Toronto or something, which it could totally support, it would just decimate the CFL. I mean, for some context, the Toronto CFL team plays in a stadium that can hold like 25,000 people or something, and they can barely get 5,000 people to go watch it. And the city has 6 million people in it. So there you go.
Oh, wow. Okay then, guys. Well, on that note, I'm going to make a move and go back into the Star Wolf server and keep questing.
Get that grind on, man. Good to talk to you as always.
Guys, take care.
There was a Super Bowl that was held in Arizona in the 90s, and this was before pot was legalized pretty much anywhere. And the Arizona state legislature passed a law that accidentally had something paper clipped to it that legalized marijuana for a very short period of time. A guy set up a stand outside of the Super Bowl that year, packaged up a bunch of weed, and sold it under the brand Superb Bowl. I always thought that was clever of this person. There you go.
Yeah. How did he find out about that though? I guess he just read through the 60 pages.
Oh no! It became new. Like, believe me, there's journalists who sit and watch all these state legislatures, what they're doing all the time. And when it came out from journalists, was like, these fucking guys just legalized weed by accident. It was this big news. They closed the loophole like a month later, but for a month, weed was legal in Arizona, one of the reddest states in this here union. So good times.
I did. I took a trip down to Arizona. It was a great time, actually. I really enjoyed Phoenix and Scottsdale. It was a beautiful, beautiful scenery, very friendly people, no issues there. Illidan sent me a message with the actual site for Johnny Depp. So if you want to watch him live, there you go, free market. Let it all out.
It's like he saw a hipster and was like that, but more homeless. to his designer
So what else we got? We got somebody mentioned Cocody earlier. We did an interview with them last week, and Maz did a Spaces with them last night, I believe. But it's looking to shape up pretty good too. I think it's minting at 2 p.m. Eastern today for the pre-sale. So I mean, they have some working stuff for their game that looks pretty good, and I don't know. I would keep an eye on it if nothing else. But 0.03 mint, I'll be minting that today for sure.
That would be 0.03 for the pre-sale list, and they are amazing art, working game, and now the runway's pretty much been cleared for them with all the high-profile drops moving to the end of the day. This is going to be all cocody. All morning, so looking forward to that drop. Look at this art, guys. There's something here. I think this one's gonna hit. Really cool team. Like we said, we did a couple interviews with them. One was a long form. We did a Spaces with them, and that would be 2 p.m. Eastern today. Also, I sent you a DM, R2. I wanted to throw this up there to remind everybody for tomorrow. The Atari collection celebrating their 50th anniversary. If you were in the Moon Lounge, you got an alert one day saying, go sign up for this whitelist. And we talk about whitelist grind. I mean, there is nothing worse than getting in a Discord and having to do this allow list, whitelist grinding, whatever you want to call it. This was click this link, put in your email address. You're on the, I guess you had to connect your wallet, and then you're on the whitelist. Basically, anybody who was in the Degen Dojo when this dropped, boom, Atari whitelist, 50th anniversary NFTs. They are releasing their GFTs or their gifts tomorrow. They will be iconic Atari images and things that they've put together. We don't really know what they are because they're these mystery boxes that they're calling gifts or GFTs. That is going to be minted tomorrow, February 1st. Look out for those. Atari has done a few things with NFTs before, so there is some stuff out there by them. They did a collaboration with one of my favorite companies, Artifact. There are these Atari shoes that you can wear in Decentraland that I have, since I discovered these, have wanted them to become real physical shoes. So I am very, very bullish on anything like this, and I'm looking forward to that mint tomorrow.
I'm trying to figure out if I got on the allow list here. I
don't know where
my
to
wallet.
check.
Yeah, I connected my wallet. It just says allow list is full, but it doesn't
let me
say
see what
whether or
happens
not
when
I'm on it.
Because I definitely,
you got it.
I know I got it. I just got to make sure. Let's see. I connected. It says whitelist is full for me too, so I definitely got. We'll see.
There's still some hope. I seem to recall doing something around this. Geez, like it's just like every day something new pops up. But Atari's what was that brand? The Polygon brand that we talk about, Polygon Labs or whatever it was, just partnered with Atari too. Is that right? Remember I talked about the CEO of
all right. Was it? Oh, is Atari?
Oh, YouTube Gaming. No, it wasn't Atari, but I think they had a partnership in terms of Atari.
Yeah, gaming moving in a big way. So many advantages to on-chain gaming and owning your assets. So,
yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on with the idea that like some existing like big IP is gonna move in as well and really capture it. I mean, I think the most obvious one, which is like coming, but I don't know to what level, is the Pokemon one.
Right.
I know some form of NFT is being created in their with their IP.
Correct.
But
I mean, I would hesitate to think any of these are going to be like L1 collectibles. Somebody like Pokemon thinks a lot bigger than that, right? This is very likely either going to be literally their own chain, or they're going to leverage one of the smaller lower fee chains out there, like maybe Flow or Vivi or Wax or Polygon.
It's on one. I just can't remember which one it is right now.
Oh, you already know, yeah.
Well, no, there's like they have the partnership with the brand that does it, so I think it will happen on that one, but it's just escaping me. Somebody will tell me in chat. I have no doubt. Like it's on the horizon. I just don't know. But like once that moves in, I mean, just call it good game. I mean, NFTs.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great to see a classic franchise like Mario or Pokemon decide they're going to release their next iteration completely on chain and then do something kind of like Ether Orcs?
Man, if you're going to tell me that I have to pay gas fees for my child to play Mario every time, I'm fucking...
No. Well,
me jumps. I'm like watching my ETH wallet just fucking go down.
Well, mind you, orcs have migrated over to L2, and as much as I kicked and screamed and bitched, and even went into their Discord and was like, "I'm angry. I'm a Karen. Somebody do something."
We're changing your name to Free Market Karen. I'd like to speak to the manager of the orcs.
Yeah. And Poof did come out and say, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing, sir. I'm enjoying your L2." Yeah, no. So I am now enjoying playing my orcs on L2. They sent us one Matic to play, and I have done dozens and dozens of actions and have barely gone through half of the Matic. And the only reason I've even gone through that much is because I've been impatient and have sent my orcs raiding at high gas times. But, compared to L2, where the cheapest to do an action ever was about $23, the fact that I could pay at most 10 cents, maybe 5 cents to do an orc action on L2 it's a revelation. It makes the game playable, quite frankly. And I'm in
You're
full
feeling
support.
better about it?
Yeah, I truthfully, it's Polygon I tend to have an issue with, and I would love to see them move to Arbitrum. I don't think it's as easy as that. I know Icon could definitely give us more color on what at least the technical hurdles would be to something like that, but there are rumors of it. It's what I would love. I mean, man, that magic, it is hot right now, so that's certainly my L2 of choice. I love the Arbitrum boys too. I've been following them for a while. I've heard them on multiple podcasts. These are people that get it. So I'd ape an Arbitrum token if it existed. And right now, that's basically magic. It represents, what is going to be great about Arbitrum. So. When you say more expensive, would it be more expensive for us, the player, or do you mean for orcs to execute? Icon said when I referred to Arbitrum as my preferred L2 that they could move over to, he said it's easy to do, just more expensive. Okay, so it would be more expensive for us as a player on Arbitrum. We'd basically be paying about 40 times as much. So, still cheaper than L1. But certainly Poly seems to be the place to be right now, and I'm not going to argue with that. Playing Ether Orcs is an absolute I mean, this weekend, man, I was obsessed. They just released Ogres. It's such a interesting dynamic into the game. These guys really get game theory, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of games and gas fees, I participated in Shamdu's head game. I don't even think I brought it up on the show. Wasn't really worth mentioning. I've been holding my head DAO tokens for a long time. And it really just had no legs. I mean, it was about a month and a half late to that, the Wolf game meta, unfortunately.
So it's a risk protocol like that.
Yeah, chance at stealing, blah blah blah. It said like 25. I had to pay a 20% fee to take my tokens out or something. I ended only getting half of what it said I would. Like after all of the gas fees that I paid for like the free mint, and then you had to pay gas fees to actually reveal your token as their kind of way around. Like, I managed to sell almost everything, and I might be break even. It was an absolute waste, and a lot of that was due to gas fees and a poorly thought out game. So I'm kind of I'm happy to be rinsing my hands of that one. I know a lot of people had some pretty poor experiences getting that going.
Another
the mint process was. Let's see. Last change, actually. You guys keep getting me to fold, huh? Zark says, I'll read it. I'll put it up on screen and read it if you want.
Go for it, bud.
Get this back up here. All secondary market purchasers before Blocks, I don't know, whatever, will have pre-sale access. We are raffling off 5 Genesis Heroes to secondary market purchasers, both Looks Rare and Opensea. Each token... Oh, okay. So this was like just another addendum. I guess all secondary market purchasers before that block will have pre-sale access. So if you ponied up 6 or 7 or 8 ETH, you now get the opportunity to pony up another 2.
And those are actually up since, we had discussed what the possible moves can be for them, given, some of the mistakes that happened over the weekend. And we said that a reduction in price would be an obvious one, but what would that do to the Genesis party floor? Well, I could tell you right now it's up 5% since their announcement. So you're not seeing a dump. You're not seeing any type of they lowered the price, so these should be lower, especially with this incentive now there.
I think if you're holding a Genesis purchase, you're probably bullish that they've kind of lowered the price to open the floodgates to allow more people to participate.
Oh, yeah.
I think that increases the odds, and I thought the odds were very, very high anyways, but increases the odds that this thing properly mints out and turns into a real game. So, there's probably less fear of uncertainty, even if it's slightly less fear of uncertainty now regarding the mint process. So Interesting. I mean, they're obviously listening to people and trying to make changes that satisfy, most people.
You're doing well, Zark. Don't get down. This ain't easy.
Eternal Elves. Forgot to mention that one. God, there is so much stuff going on today.
And
2
now the
hours
runway's cleared for them a bit too. These were ones that were going to be
Yes.
earlier in the day clashing, and now we got Kokadi and Eternal Elves basically in the spotlight.
Yes, yeah. Because Cool Cats, 4 p.m. for Cool Pets for the Cool Cats holders and 5 for the public, or the pre-sale list.
Yes, sir.
And then 10 p.m. for RaidParty. So,
yep.
I mean,
And I don't know what Azuma is, or what's it called? Asuma.
Yeah, 2 p.m. I believe.
2 p.m.
I could double check. I'll double check. I don't want anyone to take that and run with it. Boom, 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 boom. Lives of Asuda, 2 p.m. Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Eternal Elves. We did a Mazda Spaces with them too. They're a good team that are building another on-chain game as well. Haven't done quite the deep dive that I need to on this yet, but that is launching at 5 p.m. for the pre-sale. Mint price is 0.088, and the initial supply is 3,300, and ending supply is 8,888. Gonna have to do some more research on that though. Did you end up looking? Yeah, did you end up looking into this much at all?
Unfortunately, no. I didn't get to go too in depth on it, but I encourage everybody to hop into that Discord if it's open. They did a great interview with Maz, and I definitely am going to attempt to mint this project. This is what I would mint in lieu of art blocks today. Not that they will be similarly priced, but this is much more in my wheelhouse currently. And I love the pixel art here. It is really well done, and we love the games here. I mean, I'm never gonna get enough of these games, guys. This is the meta I like.
Yeah, AlphaMint's become quite the place to strategize and apply some game theory to these two, because I mean, I think for every game that there's a pretty active thread regarding it. I mean, that Orcs one has been going strong for like 3 months now, and you guys have just been crushing it. But I know we had one for some whale games. Wolf game was in there. We didn't have a ton of participants in Wolf game, but a lot of really good stuff and some really, really brilliant gaming minds in our Discord as well. So that's going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk cat bricks? Not really.
I'm not sure.
Why do you bring this up? I'm curious. Sorry, Hermano. Yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead, Free Market. I just wanted to ask him like what the
we had talked about the day after they launched being too dependent on a roadmap that was a P2E game that had a token. In order for a game and a token to have any value, there needs to be something. There needs to be a community there already, and it takes time to build and grow and foster a community. So I think that the roadmap got a little ahead of itself. The floor price was dependent on it, and that's why you've seen kind of, the current situation for it. And I guess now, unbeknownst to me, there's been a dev split where the devs have now left. So we will see what is going on with cat bricks. I haven't looked, so I'm going to have to go investigate that one for you, Hermano.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really liked the project. It minted out very, very quickly. I think there was a lot of good things that were kind of pointing towards this being successful, but I don't think it felt like they didn't really know how to manage that hype properly. I mean, I don't want to be salty about it. It really has no bearing on my life after the fact. But we tried to do a reveal party on Twitter, just like on our own accord. We had minted them. We were excited about seeing what these looked like, and thought it fit the current meta. And I mean, we tried to get in touch with them to have them join us, and got silenced. We tried to tell their Discord that we were doing it. Messages got deleted, and I thought it was just unfortunate because it's fun to ride those waves. It's fun. People want to talk about it. One of the great things about Little Lemon Friends and Alien Friends were that they were always on Spaces. They were letting people rant and rave about it and feel like they were part of a community, feel like they just bought into something special where they were being heard, and other people were talking about it and it was positive and blah blah blah. And like, you really have to take that seriously for a project, especially if it's like that, like cute, wholesome kind of meta too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, it's don't lose
Speaking
any
of,
sleep over it.
tune into the morning squeeze in 30 minutes.
Why? What do you guys got going on today?
We're just lemoning.
Just lemoning?
Yeah, I believe there are some allow list spots being given away to the X Rabbit Club. And this is one we did mention as part of the recent Asian meta that is boiling up, because now you can legally buy NFTs in places you could not before. And many of the artists and celebrities and influencers that we are not too familiar with are getting big in the game right now. So X Rabbits Club launching into the Lunar New Year, and I believe on the Morning Squeeze we'll be giving away some allow list spots for that.
Amazing. I will tune in.
Cool. Twitter Spaces. We got a lot of Twitter Spaces today. Let's also shout out Starcatchers one more time. 9 p.m. Eastern. 5 allow list spots. The first exclusive interview and AMA for what is billed to be one hot ticket.
You got it. All right. We are now over 2 hours. Is there anything else you want to touch on before I start wrapping this baby up?
That covered it, sir.
Yeah. I mean, great show. A lot going down. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just saw on the site, flies are at $8.53. So I guess there is one more thing I'd like to touch on really quickly. That is
Creature Toads.
Yeah, if you own Creature Toads, a kaiju, or one of many collections, you may go claim your flies right now. This is going to be the currency of the NFT verse. This is what I have.
Are you making it your life's mission too?
I will make it my life's mission. This is what I've been talking about for months. I have been talking about Creature Toads as a historic project that was going to moon on its art and history alone. And now we have an ohm fork. Go ahead today. Go claim your flies. Go stake them. We love the Creature Toads.
Yes, for sure. I have a couple myself. I'm gonna go check that out right after the show and see what's what. And also, we had an interview with Semper from Creature Toads that's up on our YouTube channel as well. So if you have any interest in that, go check it out. It was a great time, actually. I could see him just shooting the shit with us up on the show, co-hosting or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up from here. We had 70 viewers at one point. I want to thank everyone. If you're new or if you've tuned in every day since the beginning, we appreciate that so much. It means a lot to us. And I think every day we're blown away by the support. And Free Market and I often hop on a call after and just be like, fucking yes, love it. It's it's been a really, really great time. If you missed it today, we were talking a lot about cool pets. That was kind of changing dynamically on the fly with us. Went into RaidParty a little bit, talked a lot about the drops that were going today, the Asuna drop, Coco D, Cool Pets, and RaidParty, obviously. A lot of great stuff going on today. A lot of great stuff going on this week. As Free Market mentioned a couple times, make sure to tune into Twitter Spaces tonight for the AlphaMint exclusive interview with Starcatchers. That one is going to be huge, and you are going to want to be there, especially if you are not on the allow list yet. Thank you so much. We're going to do this again tomorrow at 9:30, just like we do every single weekday morning. And yeah, Free Market. Take us away.
Good luck at the tables, degens.